After a heated duel with Marc Marquez at Balaton Park, Marco Bezzecchi made a surprising revelation. Marquez dominated the tense race, making history by winning all 4 races that weekend. This extraordinary feat solidified Marquez's status as the circuit's undisputed master, but away from the spotlight. What did Bezzecchi reveal about his intense duel with the champion? Let's discuss it. Marc Marquez once again wrote his name into MotoGP history. The Spanish Ducati Lenovo rider delivered an exceptional performance, sweeping to victory in both the sprint race and the main race at the Balaton Park circuit this weekend. This result extended his phenomenal record to 7 consecutive wins this season, solidifying his position as the new ruler of the modern MotoGP era. The main race of the Hungarian MotoGP was intense from the start. Marco Bezzecchi of the VR46 racing team took the lead immediately after Marquez ran slightly wide in the opening corner. An intense battle ensued, with the 2 riders even touching, which dropped Marquez to 3rd place behind Bezzecchi and Franco Morbidelli. However, the champion's mentality was back in full swing. Marquez needed just 3 laps to pass Morbidelli and began closing the gap on Bezzecchi, who had a 0.8-second lead. On lap 11, the crucial moment arrived. With a brilliant maneuver at the end of the straightaway, Marquez overtook Bezzecchi and opened a gap of almost 2 seconds in just 2 laps. From then on, the 8-time world champion dominated. He finished the 26-lap race in 42 minutes and 37.681 seconds, nearly 3 seconds ahead of Pedro Acosta in 2nd place. And Bezzecchi settled for 3rd. After the drama-filled race at the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix, Marco Bezzecchi finally spoke out. His impressive start, which gave him the lead into the first corner, had sparked hopes for the VR46 racing team. However, Bezzecchi ultimately had to settle for 3rd place after being overtaken by Marc Marquez and Pedro Acosta. In his post-race interview, Bezzecchi described his duel with Marquez at Balaton Park as the most exhausting and frustrating experience. "I gave it my all from the first lap. The bike felt good. I was aggressive and thought I could maintain the lead. But once Marquez started to close in, it felt like I was being chased by something abnormal. He was truly like an alien. Even when I was desperately defending myself, he always found a gap," Bezzecchi said bitterly. Bezzecchi also admitted that the contact early in the race had thrown him off his rhythm slightly. Although he led for the first 10 laps, Marquez's speed, after passing on lap 11, was unstoppable the day before. Marquez had also demonstrated his talent in the sprint race. Starting from pole position, he shot ahead, untouched, until the checkered flag was waved. Fabio Di Giannantonio and Franco Morbidelli tried to follow him, but the baby alien was too fast and consistent. His lead widened to nearly 3 seconds. Before the final lap, securing his decisive victory on Saturday, Marc Marquez's extraordinary performance in Hungary was evident not just on race day, but also during the free practice session. From the opening minutes of FP1, he demonstrated consistent speed, posting a best time of 1 minute, 37.956 seconds. This time put him ahead of the KTM duo, Pol Espargaro and Pedro Acosta, signaling that he came to Balaton Park to dominate, not just compete. Although Acosta was slightly faster in the afternoon practice session by just 0.06 seconds, Marquez appeared unfazed. Instead, he remained confident, calm, and focused on the details. In fact, despite his extraordinary speed, Marquez still found time to remind the Ducati team of the Desmos Adichie GP25's weaknesses in several sectors, especially sharp corners like the first corner at Balaton Park, which is known for being tricky and often causing drama. "The important thing is that we performed well today. Ducati provided me with a competitive package, and it's my job to make the most of it. Starting from the front row is always crucial, especially to avoid drama in the first corner," Marquez said after the practice session. This statement demonstrated his confidence and illustrated the strategic maturity of a world champion who knows how to manage risks from the start of a race weekend. However, Marquez's positive story contrasts with the fate of his teammate, Francesco Bagnaia, the reigning world champion, seems to have lost his golden touch. In Hungary, Bagnaia failed to deliver a convincing performance and appeared to struggle to find his rhythm. He languished outside the top 10 in several practice sessions, and his attempts to break into the top spot in the race always ended in disappointment. This situation further reinforces the impression that immense pressure is looming over Bagnaia. Marc Marquez's presence in the Ducati Lenovo garage continues to cast a dark shadow over him. From the outside, it's clear that Marquez has adapted more quickly to the Desmos Adichie, while Bagnaia is trapped in a cycle of doubt and inconsistent performance. Former world champion Jorge Lorenzo has also spoken out about this situation. He believes that Bagnaia is now living in Marquez's shadow and must quickly make an important decision about his future. Petco is a great rider, but he may be better suited to the #1 position on another team where he can lead without pressure. This could be at Aprilia, Honda, or even Yamaha. If he stays at Ducati, he will always suffer because of Marquez, Lorenzo bluntly stated. Meanwhile, young talent Fermin Aldeguer has truly captured the attention of the MotoGP paddock. The Gresini racing rider continues to make significant progress, with his aggressive and bold riding style while consistently pressuring his rivals. Aldeguer has appeared increasingly confident in the last few races, engaging in wheel-to-wheel duels with big names without hesitation. He is being touted as a future Ducati star, especially after pulling off several spectacular moves against Pedro Acosta and Marco Bezzecchi. Many observers believe Aldeguer possesses a rare combination of natural speed and the courage typical of young riders, as well as the maturity to read race situations well. It's no surprise that Ducati technical director Gigi Dall'Igna has called Aldeguer the future of Ducati. Praise from a figure as important as Dall'Igna reinforces the belief that Aldeguer is not just a fixture on the MotoGP grid, but also a potential leader. He is expected to be part of Ducati's new generation in the coming years. Given his youth and incredible adaptability, Aldeguer is believed to have the potential to become a new icon for Ducati, someone who can bring the red team new glory in an era when older riders are beginning to fade. After his brilliant performance in Hungary, Marc Marquez is now firmly at the top of the standings. His 7 consecutive wins, including both sprint and main races, make him the most dominant rider this season. This impressive record is more than just numbers on a board. It symbolizes Marquez's total transformation, with Ducati, the victory at Balaton Park proved that the 8-time world champion can overcome all obstacles, including heated duels with rivals and aggressive pressure from younger riders like Pedro Acosta, as well as the technical demands of an unfamiliar circuit. Each completed lap seemed to be concrete proof that he had adapted perfectly to the Desmos Adichie GP25. It seems only a matter of time before MotoGP 2025 brings Marc Marquez back to the top of the World Championship. Even more frightening for his rivals, the baby alien shows no signs of slowing down. Can anyone stop Marquez this season? Let us know your thoughts below.